Johnny Depp trial, live, jury resumes deliberation in Amber Heard defamation case. The jury in the defamation trial opposing Johnny Depp and Amber Heard resumed deliberations on Tuesday after a 3-day weekend. Heard is being sued by Depp for $50 million for implying he abused her in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed. Although she didn't name him, he claims her allegations impacted his ability to work. She is pursuing a counterclaim of $100 million. In closing arguments on Friday, Depp's lawyers asked jurors to give him his life back after he claims it was ruined by Heard's allegations of domestic abuse. They alleged Heard would rather be in a fight than let the actor leave, called her claims an act of profound cruelty to true survivors, and said that she gave the performance of her life on the stand. In their closing, Heard's lawyers said a ruling in favor of Depp would make jurors an accomplice to his abuse and to his campaign of global humiliation, and called out the actor for laughing and snide comments during closing arguments, adding that he engaged in victim blaming at its most disgusting. As the verdict looms, Depp turned up to perform alongside Jeff Beck in the UK on Sunday. How the verdict sheet works for Amber Heard's countersuit. Similarly, jurors are asked to fill out the rest of the verdict form, or verdict sheet, to express their ruling as to Amber Heard's counterclaims. Here too, the jury is asked to provide answers regarding 3 statements. Should they find in Ms. Heard's favor on all 3 statements, jurors are then asked to state the amounts of compensatory and punitive damages they wish to award. How the verdict will be presented. The jury will make its verdict known thanks to a verdict sheet to be filled out. The 8-page verdict sheet has been shared by the Fairfax County Courthouse as the jury deliberates. It asks the jury to rule on all 3 statements behind Johnny Depp's allegations against Amber Heard. Should they find in Mr. Depp's favor on all 3 statements, jurors are then asked to state the amounts of compensatory and punitive damages, if any, that they want to award him. Jury asks if they should consider just headline or entirety of op-ed. The jury asked if they should consider just the headline of Ms. Heard's op-ed or the entire text of the article in their deliberations. I think the confusion came in this particular one because the statement in question is the title of the op-ed. So I think they're just confused if it's the whole op-ed or just the title as a statement, Judge Penny Ozcarte said on Tuesday. And it's clear that the title is the statement, so I was going to answer that the title is the statement in question, she added. Amber Heard's countersuit. Similarly, jurors have been asked to examine 3 statements as part of Amber Heard's countersuit, which she filed in response to Johnny Depp's lawsuit. For each statement, they are asked to look at 5 elements: whether it was made by Alan Waldman while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, whether the statement is about Ms. Heard, whether it was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard, whether it is false, and whether Ms. Heard proved by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with act. If Ms. Heard failed to prove any or more of the 5 elements above, then you shall find your verdict for Mr. Depp with respect to the above statement. The instructions read: Johnny Depp must prove 7 elements to win. Instructions given to the jury highlight 3 statements that make up the core of Johnny Depp's defamation claims. For each statement, the instructions identify 7 elements Johnny Depp and his legal team must prove in order to prevail. If Mr. Depp failed to prove any or more of the 7 elements, then you shall find your verdict for Ms. Heard. The instructions read: jurors are asked to examine 3 statements. Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence, and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, and I had the rare vantage point of seeing, in real time, how institutions protect men accused of. For each statement, jurors are asked to consider whether Ms. Heard made it, whether it's about Mr. Depp, whether it's false, whether it has a defamatory implication against Mr. Depp, whether that implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard, whether it conveyed that implication to someone other than Mr. Depp, and whether Mr. Depp proved by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard made this. All 7 elements have to be present for the jury to rule in Mr. Depp's favor for each statement. What attorneys say about the Depp v. Heard trial. Johnny Depp set out on a complicated legal path when he sued Amber Heard for defamation. The lawsuit opposing him and Ms. Heard in Fairfax centers around an op-ed Heard wrote in 2018 for The Washington Post. Ms. Heard doesn't name Mr. Depp in the piece but describes herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Mr. Depp and his legal team have contended that the op-ed rests on the central premise that Ms. Heard was a domestic abuse victim and that Mr. Depp perpetrated domestic violence against her, which they say is categorically and demonstrably false. In discussions with The Independent during the 4th week of proceedings, 3 attorneys highlighted the high standard Mr. Depp must reach if he hopes to win his defamation case, the same standard Ms. Heard must also meet if she wants her countersuit against Mr. Depp to be successful. They also pointed to the ultra-public nature of the trial, and the potential gap between the opinions of viewers following the proceedings online and those of jurors, who are prevented from reading up on the trial while it happens. Fans at the Depp v. Heard trial. For the last 6 weeks, hundreds descended on the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia for the defamation trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Among them, Yvonne DeBoer booked time off work to support Mr. Depp in person. The travel agent and self-proclaimed #1 fan left behind her life in Los Angeles to come to Fairfax, Virginia, for the entirety of the actor's defamation. She spent every day inside the courtroom watching the case unfold and every night camped outside the courthouse to snap up one of the limited spaces in the public gallery the next morning. I get here, in the line, at 1 in the morning and then we get into the court at 9 a.m., she told The Independent on Thursday morning of the routine that has consumed her life since 11 April. I'm then leaving at 5:30 p.m. or 6 p.m., when the court day ends, going to bed for 4 hours and then I get up and do it all again every day. I've been here the whole 6 weeks, every day. Documentary will chronicle trial. A documentary on the Depp v. Heard trial is in the works. Warner Bros. Discovery UK will produce a 2-part documentary looking into the legal battle, Variety reported on Tuesday, 31st. According to the website, the documentary will look at the extensive evidence and testimony of both parties, and each episode will present one side of the argument through legal teams, friends, family and key witnesses. The program will air on Discovery Plus. The entertainment company previously released a documentary titled Johnny vs. Amber, which looked at Mr. Depp's defamation trial against The Sun. Mr. Depp filed a libel lawsuit against the newspaper's publisher in 2018, and it went to trial in 2020. A judge found in The Sun's favor in November of that year.